I can tell you that the court ignored all the protests that were taking place outside. Young men, mothers, hundreds of people gathered in support of the soldier. They said they were paying no attention to that. What they were paying attention to was the facts inside the court. And they said that the video that was shot by Palestinian activists in Hebron in March last year pretty much summed up what you saw was what you got. They concluded that Elor Azaria killed Abdel Fattah al-Sharif when he shot him in the head. They didn't accept the claim, his defence claim, that the Palestinian was already dead when he shot him. They said no, that he was alive and that Elor Azaria killed him. Was there self-defence? The court said no, that the wounded Palestinian was objectively speaking, no danger to the Israeli soldier. And they didn't believe the versions, the contradictory versions, the various stories that Elor Azaria gave about what he was frightened of. They said, objectively speaking, he was no danger. They didn't believe all the changing stories that Elor Azaria gave, and they concluded then, based on the facts, that he did in fact kill the wounded Palestinian and that there was no defence of self-defence.
Iris, this has been one of the most polarising court cases in recent memory.
It has, as we could see from the protesters outside the court and at every court appearance, the huge amount of politicians who flocked, right-wing politicians it must be said, who flocked to Elor Azaria's defence. But it's interesting, it's not only right-wing politicians. I heard, to my surprise, left-wing politicians and Israeli Arab politicians today saying that the sentence should not be harsh in his case, and they were reflecting a point of view that is quite common across Israeli society. This is a nation of conscripts. Many people see in Elor Azaria their son who will be serving during what was a very difficult time, and they say that that this soldier is carrying on his shoulders the responsibility of the Israeli military, in fact. The whole policy of being in the West Bank town of Hebron, a very complicated place in which to operate militarily, the one place in the West Bank where Israeli settlers live inside a Palestinian town, and that he is made to bear all the responsibility for any Israeli military failures, including where were his commanders during that time. So there is a surprising degree of support for him, while other people look at it and say he shot point-blank range in cold blood, and that is indeed manslaughter.